unheard. This is the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Welcome on board the Morning Express.
Good morning.
Still the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Sage Babalola. Mainland Focus, this is where we take your feedback on the matters that have been discussed. We want to hear your opinion. Do you agree or disagree with the angles that have been explored as we looked through our dailies? Well, as is the usual practice here for Mainland Focus, what we do is we pick two of the plethora of reports that we had analyzed earlier in the morning and then refresh your memory a little bit on what these reports really constitute. At that point, we take your feedback on these matters and also give you a chance to maybe open up new channels of discourse on these particular issues. We can take your feedback via phone, via text message, via WhatsApp, as well as our streaming platform, which is Facebook and YouTube. I'll give out the number right after I tell you what these reports are. Also, I would like to announce that considering the fact that our programming has changed since last week, as you know, Friday is now dedicated to indigenous programs. We have decided to revoke the New Callers initiative that we instituted a few months ago. So Wednesdays is available to everyone now since contribution is now Monday to Thursday. So even Wednesday is now open to everyone. So there's no restriction whatsoever on Wednesdays anymore. Any and everyone can call. In fact, those of you that we consider to be new callers are already ultimately regular callers now. So I believe that you should have a chance to speak to us this morning as well. You've been able to get a hang of it. I think you now know to call. You now know that you can connect if you try, especially since there's WhatsApp available for you to call. There's WhatsApp available for you to send your messages to. I think that you've now become quite familiar with the system. So there's no longer any restriction. So whether you are considered an old or a new caller, Wednesday is now open to you if you would like to contribute. However, I think that the regular, I'm talking about the OGs, if you be kind enough to still maybe allow a little bit of space so that those who are just learning the ropes of it can still come through, we would appreciate that. However, as I said earlier, the phone lines are now open. There's no restriction on Wednesdays anymore. Thank you so much. So our two stories for this morning. First of all, we're talking about the electricity subsidy nearing 2 trillion naira. In one way or the other, there's been subsidies being paid, but this time around is considered the poor and vulnerable in society. I mean, based on the band system and maybe band C and band D, right? They do fall in the lower part of the social calendar or the social ladder. That's what I mean. And so that some form of subsidy was still being paid to support those who might not be able to meet their power bill obligation. And so even with that particular payment to the general, because of this supply in the country, and pay for the power that or other power people using the grid, or at least those who oftentimes pay high amount of money, like industries, like manufacturing companies. They've onboarded from there. So it is you and I, the average person who lives in a 2-bedroom apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment. We are the ones who constitute the primary users of the grid. And as expected, they would have to find a way to make up for the losses they suffered from this premium customers onboarding. So Nigerians are in one way or the other paying more for power. Unfortunately, the payment is not commensurate with the quality and quantity of power made available to Nigerians. And on top of that, we're seeing that the federal government is even still owing the subsidy that they pay for those who are poor and vulnerable. They're owing. Gencos are being owed. The gas suppliers are being owed. I mean, for almost 2 weeks, there was no power because the gas to the generating companies. It's debt, it's epileptic power supply, it's problems with the grid, it's problems with the banding system, it's problems with meter distribution. And we have a minister who hasn't been very forthcoming when it comes to information. Not a lot of explanation has been provided. So let's talk about the power sector. Let's talk about what is wrong. Let's talk about what aspect of the value chain is really the primary problem here. And if we're going to move forward, what are the steps that we need to begin to take? What is the alternative? Should we just jettison the grid? Mind you, licenses have been made available, so even states are able to generate their own power now. As you know, there was, should I call it a deregulation? Is that what it's called? I don't know. The word is eluding me. But you know what I mean. States are now allowed to generate their own power. Individuals are allowed to generate their own power. Should we see more investment in that, such that people just leave the grid? It's not very functional anyways. Let's focus more on people generating their own power, especially since the world is now moving towards renewable energy. Should we turn to solar? Should we turn to wind? Should we turn to coal? I think South Africa uses coal to generate their own power. We're still hovering between 4,000 to 5,000 to 18,000, but we're still doing 5,000 on a good day. So how do we move forward with the power sector? Well, the second story we're reviewing this morning, The Guardian had told us that PwC, the organization, had put out a report telling that is yet to reflect in the life of the average person. The cost of living continues to go up. There is no reasonable increase in income. It means that people are not is not sustainable enough because of the pace of inflationary pressure. Because there are people who are making 200,000 naira, but then we've seen rents go from 500,000, for example, for a 2-bedroom apartment to close to 2 million naira. So imagine you're earning 200,000, you are able to manage a 500,000 naira rent. I mean, if you put together your 4-month salary, you'll be able to pay your rent. Your 4-month salary in a year, you'll be able to pay your rent. But a person who's earning 200,000 and then all of a sudden in 1 year their rent went from 500,000 to 2 million naira. Do you understand? So it's even hardly about people making less money. It's that the pace of inflation, the inflationary pressure is moving so fast that even your earnings is unable to meet up. And if we continue on this trajectory, if these policies continue to not reflect in the life of the average Nigerian, well, 140 more people will become poorer by December of 2026. What is your reaction to this report by the PwC? Should we continue to hold on to hope? The presidency is saying that just hang on. Soon enough, you can honey at the end of the tunnel. Just bear with us. What are your thoughts? 09136000410, 09136000410. That's the number to dial. WhatsApp is 09136000430. WhatsApp again, 09136000430. Facebook and YouTube, we're live, Mainland 98.3 FM. That's how you find us. Don't forget, there's no restriction on Wednesdays anymore. Any and everyone has an opportunity to call in and contribute to the matters on the table. Let's take our first call. Hello.
Good morning. Is it for new callers or your log? That is what I'm asking.
You're good. I promise. Just go ahead, please.
Thank you. Sage, this thing you talk at PAC, is there any time Nigerians CCPC came into power? All their policies and trial by error is zero now. Let's not deceive ourselves. What you earn, you use it to feed yourself. It's not even enough. You pay house is not enough. Your children's school fees is not enough. House rent is not enough. From Buhari to now, it's the same suffer. There's nothing on ground as we speak now. On electricity, by it or whatever band they call themselves, there's the electricity now, grid collapse. And the collapse of that grid, so people are using it to stop federal the country money to their pocket now. I don't know. I will give you other country like I will here we cannot miss.
Thank you, Robert.
2,000 mega something for how many years that I was born. It's still what we are still using it today. And this is not what
the calls. Hello.
Good morning. My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Kitchen.
Yes.
What PwC has just said is not different from what has been happening. Nigerian currency last year was ranked among 10 worst performing currency in the world. Nigeria was ranked among 10 poorest nations in the world. And this report is coming out now. Now, all Mr. President with good work is doing, that is reform. And that reform that is yielding negative something. You know, the only thing that I'm happy about is that new sheriff has out of office, and I believe God is the one that is using that man. God bless Nigeria. We continue to deceive for ourselves we are practicing democracy or criminality.
If only we really understand the complexities of international politics and the provisions of international laws, we would not be very excited about the recent activities of Donald Trump. I promise you, if you understand deep state politics, you would not be this excited about the operations of Trump in other countries. I swear. And I really wish that we could just take a moment to read about America and their activities, their operations in other countries. And I get it. I get your thought process. I'm not delegitimizing it at all, but I'm saying that if you really, really start from the rudimentary of international laws and the activities of the US and Donald Trump and all the other presidents before him, even those who are Democrats, you would not be referencing them in conversations like this, but it's okay. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Manasseh.
Good morning to you, sir.
My name is Ralph, calling from Satellite Town.
Welcome.
Yeah. I don't know the data do this, yet we're all in the same thing. When they remove subsidies, the poor will benefit. During this task now, the poor will benefit. Now, I'm talking about power, sector, electricity, whatever. There's a way the poor will pay.
They would help pay
for 3 hours.
Maybe
So, but I don't know where they're calling it again. I don't know how they're doing it. So how they're doing all these data so deceiving Nigerians, giving Nigerians hope to the hopeless government we have today. And what we have today is rich and the poor, not no middle class. I know my level personally before, but today is no longer the way it is. So we don't have poor or what middle class. Everyone is poor. As I'm talking to you, apart from those that are benefiting from the government, politicians. Apart from if you're doing your normal business, your normal legal business today, that I am, I don't think you're rich the way I think. God bless us.
Thank you for calling. We appreciate you for your call. 091-3600-410 is the number to call. Call via WhatsApp if you're not connecting via regular phone. Hello.
Good morning, Sage.
Good morning to you.
Gift from Lagos Island.
Yes.
You see the this one is coming from BWC, have you?
Yes.
So please, it's domiciled in Nigeria, so that they won't say maybe somebody manipulated the figures from the national community or something. So you get.
Yeah.
You look at it. That's why I'm so livid with this new tax law. People call on radio stations and defend what they don't know. If you are saying the poor will not pay tax, have you checked the international threshold for tax for being poor? Do you know someone that makes 3 million naira a year is still poor?
I think they say that is anyone who's not able to spend at least $2 per day. I think that's like the global metrics, right?
Yes, the person is poor. The day I posted the statistics on my status, my friends were saying, so I'm actually very poor. I did not know. So you look at these things and Nigerians don't know that it's pinching us. Then I see this government and this government that they started driving, and I guess the middle of it, started looking for Google Maps to direct them. What they should have done earlier. They are saying you want to pay subsidy for electricity. I believe so. How do you determine people that really deserve that subsidy? Why did we go to the band A, band Z, bandless initiative? Why did we come about that idea? And Baba don't travel now. He never come back. It is well. How do we do, my sister?
Have a better one. Thank you, Gift, for calling. Hello. Please turn down the volume on your radio. Morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Sage.
Good morning.
My name is Ido from Agbado.
Welcome.
APC proposal came to Nigeria, come to power to stay.
Okay. Would you like to contribute to one subject matter precisely? We're talking about electricity and we're talking about the PwC report on poverty.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that, please, for the sake of discourse, so that we don't become too enmeshed in back and forth. Just
How is it to offer?
So we can have a very brilliant discourse on radio. Thank you so much for calling. Hello.
Hello, Steve.
Good morning.
Good morning. You are talking about the.
Tell us to listen to the discourse moving forward. You'll be able to figure out, what precisely we're talking about. Yes. Thank you so much. Hello. Hello. All right. Let me read a message here. We have Ralphie who says, "Good morning, Mainland FM." Fuad got me when he shouted 70-year-old man. Yeah, I know. You guys are doing a great job. Well, God bless you too. Thank you so much. I think we have another message here. Good morning, Fuad and Sage. The electricity band is a scam. My auntie's estate in Ibadan was on band A, and they are worse than when they were on band C. So they requested the government to reverse it, and she claimed it's a lot better, even more hours of supply. So this government needs to come up with better policies. On band A, it's not any better. It's the tariff that is aching. Temidayo forward or support. We're not talking about Wike, unfortunately. Ralph from Satellite Town, thank you so very much. We appreciate you. We have here, good morning, Sage and Fuad. One of the biggest problems with the APC since inception is propaganda. They enjoy rolling out great achievement made by them, yet we can't his way. James from Agbado sent that one on WhatsApp. We have another one here. The problem with the power sector is simple. Government's insincerity and absolute unwillingness to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people. All they're interested in is politicking and personal preservation. APC under Tinubu needs to separate governance from politics. Yemi from Ilupeju. All right. Hello.
And the bank. I think the federal government, especially the Minister of Power, is trying a lot. The man is trying also to fix power. But people don't understand. Come here in Nairobi.
Sir, can you speak up a little bit? It's a struggle to hear you.
Here in Nairobi,
yeah.
You can hear me. Here in Nairobi, you are using 18 hours. 18 hours. Ask anybody.
Okay, Ayobo. Okay, we would ask.
And people are enjoying it.
Okay.
And people are paying. But that doesn't mean.
Sir, please speak up.
That doesn't mean.
You're whispering. Can you please? I'm sorry. Please, can you speak up so we can hear you? I'm sorry.
The federal government is paying over 200 billion naira to subsidize power.
They're owing. The report says they're owing. So they're owing about 1.9.
They're owing. So it can't continue like this. And for you to generate 5,000 megawatts, to be the infrastructure of 5,000 megawatts, you must have $5 billion. What the federal government and the Minister of Power is doing now is to fix our obsolete and parochial power infrastructure of Nigeria. That's what they are doing. They are fixing it.
Which one precisely? Is it the grid? Is it the power lines? Which one exactly? You seem to have inside information.
All the power infrastructure, they are obsolete. They are old.
Okay.
And that's what they are fixing.
Okay.
After fixing it, it's not they start saying they are not now on building another infrastructure for power. And he start enjoying that. What the federal government is projecting is 50,000 megawatts.
Okay.
But cool your mind down. We enjoy. We enjoy this government.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chai. Well done. All right, let's take more phone calls. Yes, 091360000410. Okay, I'll take this one. I think this is a WhatsApp call. Hello.
Hello, good day.
Good morning to you.
Olakunle here.
Welcome.
I think I've looked at the PwC report. I've also looked at both sides. And in what they said, in some of it, they praised Nigeria for things like their tax reforms and revenue drive. On the other side, they talked about the risk which is inherent that could push people into poverty. But the fact of the matter remains, you can't sit somewhere and not do something about your myriad of problems you've had to deal with for 40 years. You've had subsidies on almost everything. So if you kick those things out, they would have, you could get other problems come out of it. So for me, I'll still stick by what government is doing, continue on that, and continue to look at ways in which they can, resolve these problems in all of it.
All right.
Then also for power quickly, power is challenging. Two major things. Funding. Government is owing over probably about $5 or $6 billion already. They've not been able to pay. And if you look at it, 80% of power is still being subsidized.
Thank you.
Then you now look at grid, you look at all those ones. It will cost you about 30 to 40 billion, which who will give you 40 billion in Nigeria? Who will give you 40 billion? Even international donors cannot afford to give you. The biggest anybody has collected with.
Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate your insight. Hello. Morning to you.
Hello, Sid. Good morning.
Good morning.
Talking about the power sector.
Please introduce yourself, sir.
John from Ogba. I heard in the news that the House is asking for is looking for 128 billion naira, given to the ex-minister of power, and that the president once said nobody gave him money, that they should look at the coffers of the ex-minister. Who is talking about the challenging in the power sector without talking about corruption, the inherent corruption in the power sector? Who is saying this? We are privy to the news now. We are not dogs now. All the inherent corruption in the power sector, what are they doing about it? You talk about bandit, and people are not getting money for what they are paying for.
So who is coming with nobody is going to give us $40 billion? What are the money that has been given to the power sector that they have not been accounted for? Billions of naira, over 100 billion. And today we had in the news that they made about 1 something trillion. It's in the news now. So who is coming with this now? Why are we supporting some issues?
Right.
Good morning, Sage.
Good morning. Okay. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing?
Well, thank you.
My name is M쏘ɪᴟ.
Yes.
Sometimes I wanted to listen, I don't want to call, but when some people speak, it get me angry. Somebody is calling that we should enjoy with the reform will bring benefits. See when? See, we are not saying that even the tax, as I said yesterday, whether we don't want to pay. But who is the happy that they collecting the salary? It's not trustworthy. That is the problem. Somebody said we are going to enjoy. It don't be like now from your office now. You are driving from maybe the motor is moving from Oshodi to your office. The person is driving towards my two, towards Ukoko. You need to stop the person. Somebody says, no, don't worry, let it drive. When you issue Coco, you go there, you go talk over. We will wait that time. That's what we are saying. It's where this might take over. There's no evidence that is going nowhere. We are going backward. Every time we are shouting, we say, driver, this is not the way to know where to go. This is to revive.
Hello.
I say, it's ready, no more.
Please go on ahead, sir. Please.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Prince Wise, calling you from this morning. Number one.
Yes.
When we talk of reform will never yield fruitful results. This would have said something now. When we talk about reformation of this country, it's supposed to have started 1999. Where since the government being another into free education. People telling you won't pay that, you must pay that. I don't know the people are pushing it today because it's still is gone. And they make use of that money we get from tax then. So for me today, we have started this reform. It's very painful at the beginning, but little by little, I'm telling you, we will get the result if they spend the money they allow from this taking away subsidy wisely. Look at the quarter we are talking about. But the so-called expensive was awarded by Sagari. Did anybody do anything about it? If we know whether Obasanjo was around, know the phenomenal system we have in this country. When we talk about electricity today, 16 billion was wasted. We have power. What we need now is any amount realized is to spend it wisely, and the EFCC to monitor any government officer that is spending our money. Corruption kept on where we are. And we must tell ourselves the truth. This is government, it's not a friend to the majority of Nigeria because of this reform. But the reform, people like us who are so patriotic about this country, we know it will get better by special grace of God. Good morning to you. How are you doing in your house?
Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume on your radio. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
morning. My name is Ola. I'm calling from Boba.
Yes.
So I just want to speak to the issue of we're talking about in terms of the electricity and tax from. Now the only question that I just need to push, that I've been pushing, is that tax is a law gazetted, and when something is gazetted, it is done by law. But if you have listened to the reports from the House of Rep, in terms of there are issues with it that yet to be resolved. They have to be resolved. So if something is really for the people, according to Oyedele, then why the hurry? Why the rush? Then again, the issue of trust. There have been multi-tax. A person like myself, I know the amount of tax that I pay on a monthly basis. Where is the light? I pump water in my house. I send children to private school. I drive private car. We have to pay for security in my estate. Now, all those things, these are the things that tax should be used for. But when they are not being used for it, and somebody is saying they are the poor who are not going to be taxed, and we have just defined what the poor represent. We have been paying more. When you now come to the issue of the electricity, even at a time when you say they are introducing this bandit, it is wrong to be discriminatory to your people in the same thing in corruption. There are a lot of reform that people are clamoring, this government, as for when Nigeria start to buy fuel, that we're buying 180, 200, they're buying 900, 780 because of Dangote that is used, and something has not changed. So why will people not cry? Why do people not say that, okay, this government is not trustworthy because the one they have removed, the subsidy they have removed, is not working. They are not feeling the impact. Now you are removing tax. Everybody shows that it's going to end in the pocket of all these politicians. This ABC government.
Many thanks. Thank you so much for your analysis. Let's look at Facebook. Benjamin Issa says, "Good morning, Sage and Fuad. To me, it's unfortunate we have a government that does not concern itself with the concern of the people. Subsidy payment to PHC and how? Where is the light that the subsidy is being paid on? The Minister of Power is only interested in government payment of subsidy. Whether the people enjoy the light or not is not his concern. To me, the debt being owed or the debt the PHCN is claiming is not debt indeed. In my compound, November 2025, NEPA came to court our light saying somebody was owing 745,784 naira. The question is it possible for an individual to owe so much over 25 years? It is what it is, and it's unfortunate." Benjamin from Shunglet. This thing, I've been hearing about it, and I honestly would like to engage the services of an energy expert or even somebody within, the power sector to explain to us, because I had seen a scenario where this is the account of the individual now, that there was supposedly some 400,000 naira debt on that meter, and so they needed to pay that debt before they can start to use it, and they were confused. What do you mean? I just got the meter. I just moved here. So what debt is on this meter that you're telling me to pay? I didn't use the light, and that they did not actually have any light until they for every time that they recharge is deducted. And I was trying to understand. I don't know, confusing to me, because you will not have light if you don't load that meter. So how do you even owe on a prepaid meter? How does that happen? Because it is what you put in there that you get. Once your light it runs out, you don't have light anymore. So how exactly do you even owe on a prepaid meter? I don't understand. Honestly, I don't know. But again, I'll see what we can do about that. We'll bring somebody to talk to us about that hopefully very soon. 091360000410. That's the phone line. WhatsApp 091360000430. It's Mainland Focus. We're talking about two issues. First, we're talking about the state of electricity, especially now that we have reports telling us that money is being owed, and this money that is being owed is supposed to be subsidy payment, trillion naira on a yearly basis. But even at that, money is being owed. The subsidy used to be deducted at source, where the discos will pay that money to NBET. And even problem, what aspect of the electricity value chain is the weak link? So we know exactly what we're tackling. Is it the GENCOs? Is it the TCN? Is it the discos? What is the issue? We need to jettison the grid completely and start to look at alternative energy. Let's think about solar. Let's think about other ways to generate power. Or should we just concession private entities? Exactly. Because discos and the discos and GENCOs are supposed to be private, right? So why are we subsidizing? It's only the TCN that's being run by the government. So is it the TCN we're subsidizing? Because subsidizing a private entity is shocking to me. What's your business at the end of the day? It's private. They should be the one to be at the brunt or the cost of running that particular aspect of the value chain. That's even a confusing part. But what is the issue? What exactly is this? An infrastructure thing? Is this a gas thing? Is it the gas problem that has cascaded into this bigger problem that we have? How do we even manage this so-called subsidy that's being paid? What aspect of the value chain, once again, are we even paying subsidy to? We're talking about the electricity sector on the back of the subsidy payment, or the debts that has been accrued because of 41 million more Nigerians will fall into poverty by December 2026, because government policies at the moment are yet to yield any tangible results. Nigerians, their income is not growing, and unfortunately inflationary pressure continues to intensify, and the cost of living continues to increase. That's the summary of the focus for the day. Let's hear your thoughts. Hello.
How are you, Sage?
I'm well.
Who is owing? When they are telling us that, is it Nigeria that is owing?
Is
it the people that is owing? Or federal government that is owing?
Yeah.
Why are they owing? No verse to change.
I know it's okay.
Why are they owing? Why are they owing? I'm still surprised. Who is owing who? Why are they owing? They remove subsidy, and they told us that they are going to channel this money to electricity and whatever. that Nigeria will not suffer. But now they are still owing. Okay, all this money they are getting from subsidy. Who are they giving everything to the governors? Who is deceiving who here? We are not Mugu. We are not Mumu. Please, federal government. And Baba, I'm talking directly to Mr. President. Baba, nothing. Excuse me, sir. Nothing. Nobody is bringing anything down. And you are not doing anything to it. Baba, you send your minister message. You send everybody message. And nobody is even doing your message the way you give them. Baba, are you happy with all this thing that is happening? Anything doing us in Nigeria? Why can't we be like other countries? Why are we to enjoy, Baba? Please. Please, do you know that say my income now cannot take me anymore? In fact, each time I collect salary now, I get annoyed. How do I even put it? The purchasing power has dropped drastically. Everybody is crying, and nobody is looking at our side. God bless Nigeria. Say thank you very much.
Bless you too. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take this one. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Sage.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name, please.
Yeah, comrade, I feel like the hole in quick pay meter. Yeah, this is how it goes. I'm passing through the same thing. Your meter, instead of your lights to go off, it will not go off. It will be giving you minus. It will be debiting you. And I've went to the office several times to lay complaint. They came the other day to wipe it off. Now it's still giving me the same problem. And that is one.
So I'm sorry. So when you got the meter, you were told that there is a debt on that meter.
No, there's no debt on my own.
Okay.
There's no debt on my own. It was just giving me minus. Instead of after there is no money on it, it's supposed to cut off. Mine is not cutting off. It doesn't debiting me to be debiting me.
Okay.
That is it. And two, the ones they are telling you there's money in the meter. You know, there is no way for most. They came to my house.
How?
From the upstairs. I asked them how. From the beginning, the person. What they are doing, when I told them, let me have it, I want to take it off, the person take it from me and say, this one, ⴰ it is another way that the attendants, they are using to extort money for NEPA because it's their money. Because I told them somebody else used something and you're expecting me to pay, and this is prepaid meter. How am I going to be paying debt in prepaid meter, which is not done? And the person collected it and he said, ⴰ so the people couldn't accept it from them.
I should not be the one asking the question. If behind owing on a prepaid meter, because if you don't load it, you will not have light. So how does a person owe for 15 owing for 10 years, and so now you are going to have to pay that backlog? I mean, okay. Let me read messages on hydro as our source of energy. What happened to solar, nuclear, wind, biogas, and other sources of energy? How can we say that power sector is doing good and we can see the degeneration and the corruption in the sector, and people come on air to defend the undefendable? I can imagine Sage smiling when the Ayobo man called. I like the data boys when they call because they make the radio lively. Sean, how do you know I was smiling? Except you're watching the live stream. Hector mistakenly placed us on a wrong billing, 75 units. With the mistake of 22 units, 53 deducted units for 5 months. For them to rectify the mistake, come today, come tomorrow, has been their response. Absolutely excruciating. Health, education, or what? All that happened was... Hold on a second. All that happened was to remove subsidy, which the poor was enjoying. You should have asked that man who gave South Africa $40 billion for their own power. Sometimes I refuse to listen because of paid data APC boys all over radio stations. John Eguche from K2. Good morning, Mainland FM. Somebody said we're going to enjoy, and I'm asking, when are we going to enjoy? Is it until we collapse and die? What happened to money realized from subsidy removal? As I am sending this country to get us where we want. 3 good years in power, he has done absolutely nothing to alleviate the suffering of the masses. How long are we going to be patient with this corrupt reform? The APC and their supporters should pack somewhere and give us a breather. Let that 18 hours of power, that those people who live in Ayobo enjoy 18 hours of uninterrupted power supply. So I need somebody from Ayobo to please call me and corroborate this piece of information. I don't live there. Truth is, I don't even really know where Ayobo is. But I need you to call me and tell me if you live in Ayobo, 18 hours uninterrupted power supply. Please enlighten me. I want to know if that's the truth. Good morning, say. Working and we will see the effect. On electricity, we are paying higher and still subsidizing for darkness. We are indeed in one chat. Sajibola from Mikola sent that message. Hello, morning to you. Hello. Okay, do make it back. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Barbara. Yes, I like this one.
Welcome.
Yes, the analogy, behind the, subsidy removal. You remember my sister Barbara, when it happened, they said some group of people, they are wallowing the resources of Nigeria. That is what they said. They want to. That's why I said it will have to be saying, on no account, this issue of ban or no ban is supposed to, happen. This is Nigeria. So, you see, on no account is supposed to happen. Then come to the tax issue. You see, fine. This is another, budget to Nigeria. Yes, tax is good, we are paying, but what of the benefits of the tax? We are Nigeria, where we see some of our leaders reading 100 something million, using 100 something million, the Naira car. We need to tell ourselves the truth.
Thank you.
Our leaders will rethink of. Right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The focus is not tax at all. We're not talking about taxation at the moment of the day, if you understand what I'm saying. Hello.
Good morning, Madam Fish.
Morning to you.
I'm calling from Sango.
Yes.
And this topic of today about electricity, the whole thing lies on the people of this nation. Because if they watch very well, they use some percentage of that crude oil to deposit for solar energy. And Nigeria will pay some part. That would minimize shortage of light.
No, we actually
the Nigerian
use
government.
It's gas that we use to generate our power, not crude.
You see, what I'm trying to point out now is that Nigeria people, they are not holding government accountable. If they are holding government accountable, most of these things will not take place. Going back to removal of oil, none of their reform that is working in Nigeria. But I pray that if Nigeria can buckle themselves very well and make sure that with this APC, they come to back Nigeria's money and using it for that.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for calling. Hello. Hello.
Lady Sage.
Morning to you.
Good day, Mama. And I wish you happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Please.
This is my first time in the morning like this for this year.
Oh, welcome. Happy New Year.
Yeah, this is Joshua.
Welcome.
Yeah, I also work with the former PHCN as a company.
Okay.
So, and I understand the reason why they put debt into your meter.
Oh, please explain to me.
Yes, if you are buying a house, yeah, you have to ask questions. So many people, they rent apartments without asking questions. In every house that you see wire, they are connected already. Ask them, do you have a bill in this house? So many of those houses, sometimes even these schools, they will register your house and generate a bill for you without even informing you.
Oh.
Yeah. Why sometimes they may not even be delivering the bill to you, for your house has a bill. So why in many houses they only pay for once you apply for prepaid meter, they will now put your debt in that bill.
The one you
they will because they see the same network, they see the same house. So what they do is
hello? Oh my God. I really wanted to hear this. Oh. Please, if you can call me back, I would please call back, please. I don't know what happened. Please call back. Let's hear. So apparently if you get a house, you will not know that there's a bill. And in fact, they will now generate a bill for you, at least according to this caller. Please, I plead with you to call back. And so when you now go and apply for a prepaid meter, they will now transfer this bill that you don't know anything about into the meter. That's why you now be seeing you've been owing for 20 years and you'll be wondering, wow. Good morning. In Jesus' name.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
It's your one that really got me. Yeah, my name is Shola. I'm coming from Nigeria.
Yes.
Yes, I never knew Mr. Joshua was saying he's a PHN official. Let me continue from where I stopped because I had friends there too.
Okay.
I had friends. See, the thing is, most houses like that, truly you need to ask questions. Estimated bills. It happened in my family.
house, like some 4 or 5 years ago. All of a sudden, every month they'll be bringing from before it was from 5,000 per flat to just jump to like 60, 70,000. Now, I'm relating this to the question you asked.
Yeah.
Talking about how government was paying subsidy, paying debt. You understand? There is corruption in that system. Now, what they do is that once that money has jumped up, you cannot pay. You are not having a factory now. I cannot be paying 60, 70,000. So, as you are paying any amount you can pay, you are connected. So, they are happy that way. So, the arrears keeps piling up. You understand? It keeps piling up and not just one flat. So, it has happened to me and I know what happened. So, by the time we now got prepaid meter, even before telling you, they now have to tell us that, okay, now we are going to negotiate. What we'll do is that out of that 1 million, they will collect some little change and they will have that money. You get my point now? So from that 500, they have the money. From that 500, there's what they call vending. There's what they call vending. I start adding it to how much you are subscribing. So that is what happens. So let me just give them for others, you understand, because I've spent some time.
Oh, no,
that's what
previously on estimated billing. So if you are an estimated billing, when they're bringing these bills and you're not able to clear it, at the point where you now go and request a prepaid meter, all of the billings that you've been able to fulfill would now be transferred to that meter, and for every paid meter or on prepaid. Because I'm thinking it's not possible, because you have to recharge that prepaid for you to have power, and if you don't load it, there's no light for you. So it's people who were on estimated billing before. When you go get your meter, they then move that bill. And Ggg Joshua is telling us that there are even cases where you will not know that there's a bill on the house.
Yeah, Lady Sage.
See.
Yes.
The universe is aligning for me. Welcome back.
Yes, thank God you have. I believe people must have gotten the message, though. But the best way going forward, if you want to rent an apartment and it's maybe a flat and you have a separate service wire, you understand? All you do is ask questions. Don't just go and pay because the house is cheap, because they have light. You understand me? Many of those houses, they have bills running into millions. So one thing, you buy or before you pay for the house, go to the maybe any NEPA, any PHN branch or any NEPA branch around you. Ask questions and you negotiate it. If you want to buy the house, it's a thing you want to buy now. So there is a way they will cut. They can say, okay, pay 50% and we'll cut off 50%. So and another thing, if you have a house and you have a challenge like that, you can build another house or even just allocate that particular meter so that particular apartment will be the only apartment suffering from that bill. You understand me? Normally, what they do is they transfer the entire debt into that particular prepaid meter.
Well,
so that is it. The best way to escape from it is just ask questions and you can negotiate it. They will give you 50%.
All right, well, thank you very much. Let's go back to the discuss of the morning. We're talking power in the country. We're talking the PWC, about over 140 million Nigerians slipping into multidimensional poverty by December. FM crew on more Nigerians being poorer by December. This is obviously audible to the deaf and visible for the blind. The master strategist is missing in the radar, and the presidency is now using AI generated image. Well, they explained that. They said they just used it to edit the picture, not to generate the picture. You go further to say, I told my friend in 2023 that the Tinubu I know has nothing to offer Nigerians, and that the president will use taxes on the country, who have spent 10 years giving excuses and telling Nigerians to be patient, but they chased away patience from Aso Rock. Then Ebola said, give Tinubu 30 years, nothing good will happen. Where I am, I have stayed for a year without light because a fictitious NEPA bill surfaced to the tune of 1 million naira. Even when I got a prepaid meter, I was equally disconnected before there was an outstanding, which dated back to 1998. Dejijibo says, good morning, Sage. I wonder the way we think in this country. Professional organizations are telling us that the reforms are not working. I read this on WhatsApp already. Thank you very much, Deji. We have Christopher F. Young says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. God bless everyone in the studio. Nigeria's problem is taking different dimension every day. Everything is built on corruption. Imagine what we're hearing from power. Where I'm living right now for a month now, we've not had constant power. Even on the first day of the year, we don't have light up until now. I'm on band A. For the poverty, Nigeria has been living in poverty even before now. God bless Nigeria. We have raised their tariff tremendously. Now I'm hearing that the government is owing PHC and Haba. You see why we don't trust this government again. Government is telling us that inflation rate is dropping, but the same government is raising tax. What an error. It's a serious error. I'm tired. James from Ilupeju sent that one. We have, please, when discussing the lower sector, always consider the role and contribution. Please take note and correct the discussion from the UK, if you insist. We have good morning, Sage. I'm Mr. Fuad. I'll say this morning that Nigeria is a country where citizens work and the government imposes different kinds of hash policy just to collect all their hard-earned money indirectly. That's why poverty keeps spreading among the masses in this country. But with time, God will liberate us from this murder and pushing propaganda just like they do it on other radio station. It's annoying listening to propaganda without anyone asking the right question. So we should... We should do conference call and allow two people fight on air. Is that what you're suggesting? Okay, thank you. Good morning to you, Mainland FM. Sage, you guys are doing well. May God continue to strengthen you. My regards to Fuad. Sage, thank you. The issue of electricity and its challenges and other problems is bound to corruption. And I don't think any of our current politicians holding the steering wheel were having epileptic power supply. Why not just take off the subsidy so we can face the challenges head on? If subsidy cannot be monitored for the purpose with which it's being released for, why give it? The electorates are the problem of this country, as we don't elect good leaders based on credibility and how much incentive they can offer during election. Genuine politicians who have something to offer, I beg your pardon, are not elected, and we then expect the country to work. Let's keep hoping for miracles where there's none. ᴏᴜᴜ from Ikorodu, I think that's what you wrote there. Hello, Mainland FM. It's unfortunate that Nigerians continue to go from one bad government to another. Imagine the present administration that promised Nigerians that money removed from fuel subsidy would be for infrastructure and other amenities, which has turned out to be proper to distribute prepaid meters at no cost to customers, since these meters directly or indirectly is still the property of the company. Finally, on the issue of many Nigerians getting into abject poverty, it's not going to come as a breaking news because it's glaring that the policies of this administration is rolled out to favor the rich. Take, for instance, the tax reform law, which the rich is their target. Permit me to ask, who owns companies and businesses that produces goods and services that the poor depend on? Is it not on the same product that they will spread the cost of the tax? Let them stop deceiving.
I'm just calling from Agbado.
Welcome.
So, analyzing a train on paper this morning, that this thing reflects on the people is not an issue of you come out and dish out your own statistics and all of that, and you expect people to believe you, especially those from the presidency. But I'm surprised this morning that after this note of warning of what is going to happen in it, that this thing is hard now. In no too distant time. Sometimes I begin to imagine, no matter how we try to be politically minded many a times in our utterances, we should at least put on some level of, reality, to feel what people are feeling, to talk about what is on ground and how to solve it and provide a solution. And especially when you are maybe at a certain age level, to encourage the youth, the younger ones. But I'm surprised that at this time we are still playing politics with everything, Sage. For this issue of...
All right. Our last call for the day, very briefly. Oh. I was hoping to quickly rush that call, but well, we can't take any more phone calls, sadly. We have good morning, Sage Mo Fuad. Subsidy removal, just like every other policy, is a scam. On 18 hours, I stay around that axis, and it's true. Some places enjoy more than 18 hours, although I heard they are not on the national grid. I cannot confirm that. I mean, Band A who stay around Ayobo actually enjoy up to 18 hours of electricity. Okay, That's good. If anybody else can confirm, that would be nice. Good morning, or I'll just ask Victor Achibong of Community Report to help me confirm and investigate. I can abdicate that responsibility. Good morning. Nigerian leaders who have ruled this country should be ashamed of not fixing the power sector. Asiwaju Ade Niyi Babatunde from Ogun State. Okay. Stevie Kelly from Maryland says the APC government is experimenting. Their policies are topsy-turvy. So far, it's more talk, less impact. The government are not even helping the president. They have more oil money allocation, yet less of the people oriented infrastructure in various states. The tax reform seems to be the worst of this government's policy. It's not foresighted at all. How did we get here? Okay. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. On electricity, I think we should be tired of just talking and talking without any change. For a change, maybe we should begin now to look more keenly into laws that permit the state to generate power supply. Oh, they have that power. Since last year, there's been, should I call it a devolution now? States are allowed to generate their electricity. I think states like Enugu, for example, have started to invest in mini solar grids to generate power. They can. So we could divert from that federal grid, which seems to be distant and unresponsive as far as the people's interests are concerned. On poverty, to see a change, I think we should not just be dwelling on general statistics. The media forwarded to the government for effective programs of reversal. Akin Adigun from Iyano Paja. Okay. We have Robert who says, Sage, let me corroborate what the other caller said. A debt of about 800,000 was transferred to the You're very lucky. She's a good woman. Sage, good morning. I had a good laugh. Two persons fighting on radio. It will be a good listen. Though imagine people turning black to white and mainland would allow us to speak to them. Well, I understand. I'm sorry. You know, there has to be some level. And I don't think it would be something to watch, but we can. The government knows it is not there. It's just like a drowning man promising to rescue others who fell from a sinking boat. Hope the pitch darkness will not blind Nigerians before getting to the light at the end of the tunnel that they're promising us. What they're doing is to clear the bulk of messages that we had, and we have to draw the curtains at this point. Thank you so very much. I do promise you that I would bring up that electricity conversation. The thing is, it's so hard to get people who are actually within that sector, who are operating within that sector, to grant interviews. It's mostly just experts, general energy experts who just talk to us. If there's someone within that sector, someone who actually understands the inner working, that could tell us what really is the issue with the electricity sector, it will be something to behold, and we will do the best we can to give you that interview. You have our word. Thank you so much once again for your contribution. We appreciate it. It's been a very enlightening conversation. We're going to take a break, yes, and then we would have Global Perspective by 10 a.m. So do well to listen to Global Perspective, yes. See, that's our focus for the day, the NNPCL and all the controversy that has